Everyone thought that the story of Chrissy and Jim Jones couldn't get much stranger, but now the internet is shaking. Wow, there's another bomb. Furthermore, this one is far more disgusting. According to fans, Jim himself recently aired a brand new wedding film. Rumors went viral, and it's already being called Chrissy's most embarrassing moment. Backstage drama has completely blown out of control. Devastation, and observers assert that as soon as the video started playing, Chrissy passed asleep. In front of your opponents and crew, think of yourself as caught off surprise. You think the cameras weren't rolling too. The nightmare is that, Chrissy. Just wait. But here's where the gloom comes. Insiders tell us that this isn't just recycled video. No, this brand new video is uncut and unfiltered. The very thing Chrissy has been trying to conceal is revealed. Jim Jones did more than simply push play and detonate, turning a private wedding bombshell into a public execution and the consequences that followed. It is worse than anything else. Thus far in this scenario that we have seen, Chrissy begged others to stop before it spread, and crew members were shouting and filming, but it was too late. And I promise that just when you think this is the real twist, high point hadn't even happened yet, because what's on that secret wedding tape will absolutely upend this story. When the new secret wedding video was exposed in the rumor logs, the sector froze. Jim Jones was thought to have played his last card when he disclosed Chrissy and her alleged connections to Cameron. However, he was merely warming up, according to sources. During a chaotic backstage event in New Jersey late yesterday, nobody was prepared to watch the footage that Jim had on his phone when he abruptly left the party that night, shocking everyone. According to witnesses, Chrissy's answer was terrible. After battling and refusing to give up, she finally passed out in front of the cameras in the short term. According to leaked rumors, this alleged secret wedding footage isn't from years ago. This is new. It shows an intimate moment between Chrissy and another man. What looks to be a rehearsal for exchanging vows was not supposed to be seen by Jim. The crew shouted. By the time the video was seen by enough individuals to start a fire, Jim was being chased away. We learn from the backstage sources that this is the most extreme outburst they have ever seen. Chrissy said she tried to take the phone away from Jim and yelled compulsively, calling him a snake. Jim, though, was not alone. Near him stood Kay's youngster, protecting the phone as if it were a piece of national property. Proof. He knew exactly what he was doing. Jim, one person said, didn't. His only goal was to hurt Chrissy. His goal was to ruin her. What makes this even more complicated is the timing. Chrissy has reportedly been at war with Jim for weeks since the last round of leaks made her look dumb in front of throughout the entire hip-hop sector. Jim, however, has reportedly been hoarding this wedding footage for months in anticipation of the ideal moment to make it public. What better moment than right before Chrissy was born? Fans are already attacking one another online despite the reconciliation appearance on Twitter, even though they were scheduled to perform in public. Jim is being accused of being poisonous and always demeaning Chrissy by one group, but another claiming that Chrissy has been lying and playing games for years. The gang is defending him. And it's just karma coming full circle here. After the event, the hashtag Christy Collapse went viral within an hour. Internet users circulated crude photos and jokes of brides who were fainting. But more profoundly, this secret wedding video is allegedly accompanied by sound. According to Jim's relatives, the video includes background noise that could reach out to a man Chrissy had denied having a relationship with for months. If this turns out to be true, her whole position during the last dispute was founded on incorrect information. Furthermore, if catching someone lying on camera is the only thing that a fight isn't the only thing the hip-hop community likes. According to reports, Remy Ma, who has been quiet lately, also took part in closed group discussions after the leak came to light. It seems like Remy was unable to make Chrissy is made fun of for saying that the trash is always taken out by itself. Additionally, that quote was leaked. Now fans are bringing Remy into the fray, saying that after years of turbulent conflict, she is secretly enjoying Chrissy's death. But what was most shocking, according to witnesses, was how heavy Chrissy fell. They had to call in the medical personnel. She apparently passed out in the middle of yelling after seeing the video shared with others. Backstage personnel. Instead of offering help, Jim allegedly stood over her with his arms crossed and said, "Now you see who she is." Yes, is. Industry insiders claim that this is, "I have seen arguments and splits," one producer said, "but I've never seen a woman lose it over a fight." The worst humiliation Chrissy has ever went through. It was complete devastation, not just humiliation, to leak like that. The mystery today is what exactly was caught on the wedding video. For those captured, based on a peek it is blurry but unquestionable, there have been rumors about Chrissy wearing a white outfit, reciting lines and candlelight. It sounds much too personal to be a practice. Amazing. Even claimed to have seen a man's A-ring being placed on her finger. He was, if it were true, a man who was most definitely not Jim Jones. This is not just a controversy. It is possible that this discovery will tarnish Chrissy's reputation for good. To make matters worse, Jim Jones allegedly implied that he hasn't released the full movie yet. You were only given a sneak peek. The actual film will shortly be released. It is said that he told folks. Following the viral social media comment, fans are already speculating as to whether Jim plans to release the full recording or if he is holding on to it for a potential humiliation in front of the public. Regardless, everyone is on board. No longer is Chrissy safe. Whenever she tries to fix something, Jim seems to be one step ahead with a new weapon. The real cliffhanger, however, is right here. Chrissy isn't going down quietly, according to her family and close friends. Despite being hauled online, Chrissy reportedly told her team she was prepared to fight back after collapsing and fainting. Rumor has claimed she has a cache of receipts for not only Jim but also everyone around him. They do not want to be linked to this disaster by their names. It is said that is playing her cards. Chrissy is capable of changing everything and reverse Jim's circumstances. Jim's assertion that the wedding video is just the initial stage is the only problem. There are rumors that he is sitting on more darker material, things that could also aggravate other families to destroying hip-hop artists' names. Shock stop. Whether Jim will upload the full footage to the internet is the next question. If she recovers, will Chrissy be able to defend herself? Or will something be released by another insider much worse? Then what does one of them do? If you thought this wedding video was only the first, trust me when I say that the second installment will be the most amazing thing on the internet. Even after Chrissy collapsed, the chaos. In actuality, that was just the beginning. Rumors started to swirl following the backstage incident that Chrissy would not be humiliated and silent for long. Although taken by surprise, reports claimed she instantly reverted to fighting mode, ordering her crew to start exposing Jim on their own. She was upset, but she wasn't hurt, a close friend said on a blog. "I'll show him if he wants war," she continued. "We've already screenshotted and shared just one line. Show him what war is truly like." It's spreading as a news of a raucous dispute between Jim and Chrissy. A shocking new development surfaced shortly after the footage of the fall started. Many people are positive that the mysterious audio tape that surfaced online is Jim's voice. Twitter immediately erupted as users argued whether the video, which features a man who sounds a lot like Jim boasting to friends about having multiple women in queue and mocking Chrissy for crying over nothing, was appropriate. Whether the footage was real, edited, or shared by Chrissy herself, she swiftly reversed the situation if the leak did come from her camp. Hashtags like $Jim's exposed and $Team Chrissy gained traction. Her abrupt change from victim to assailant has astonished people. But that's not all. Chrissy's team apparently reached out to Jim's former co-workers, who know his darkest secrets. And the Jim hasn't just been exposing Chrissy. He has been hiding his own immorality for years. The rumors are terrifying. According to alleged sources, they have screenshots, late-night phone recordings, and text messages that might prove it. People are now wondering if Jim genuinely stole private film from Chrissy's old phone, or if the entire secret wedding footage was just a hoax. The most strange part is that there are rumors that some of Jim's alleged receipts weren't his in the first place. Was it part of a bigger scheme he had planned behind her back? If that turns out to be true, think about the issue. Jim really changed or hacked Chrissy's private documents just to make her look bad. The plot would be entirely reversed, with Jim is the villain who uses illegal ways to harm Chrissy, and Chrissy no longer lying. And you know what? Fans are devouring it, and there are a ton of conspiracy videos on TikTok that analyze every frame, comparing Jim's released video with an earlier one that Chrissy uploaded years ago. Jim was accused of editing tape together to make it look worse than it actually is, because of differences in the lighting and backdrop. And some people are pointing out that they can hear a man laugh in the background, but it's not the same voice Jim is using to accuse Chrissy of having. At this point, the scenario gets much more horrible. Screenshots from a blog show what appear to be blazing private fans are speculating about the romantic emoticons, late-night texts, and even hazy photographs in the direct messages between Chrissy and an unnamed celebrity. The names range from come on to common. Chrissy's team has revealed that Jim altered those communications as part of a campaign of slander, including celebrities who are not involved in the accusations against the man. Camilla allegedly remarked in a mystery tweet, "When you play dirty, don't be shocked when you get dirt thrown back at you." Spice and Remy Ma posted a funny Instagram story with the caption, "This is one of the groups joining the online debate because it has become so hot." The movie never ends. Although fans instantly deduced that it was because she keeps making subtle comments against Chrissy by posting memes of women leaving trash bags, this morning's rumor was the most inflammatory. To far, a whole film of Jim arguing with another rapper backstage in private is allegedly in Chrissy's possession. The issue with this material is that it shows Jim in a compromised state, yelling things he would never want the world to hear, and possibly, if Chrissy decides to reveal the identities of other women, it could completely destroy Jim's reputation as a man and an artist. And Chrissy seems ready to play that card. Insiders claim that she told her group, "If he wants to expose me, let's observe his feelings as his name is tarnished online." Fans are calling this year's largest clapback because that sentence alone has already become a meme. While the company is, according to sources, promoters are threatening to postpone future shows if this drama doesn't end, citing the continual leaks and the fact that Jim and Chrissy can't be controlled in the same places because of meltdowns. However, neither side seems to be taking this threat seriously. Witnesses claim Jim isn't scared, in fact he's doubling down. Last night he laughed with his staff and said, "Wait till they see what else I got." It's the chilliest part. The wedding video was nothing. This statement shocked social media because if what we've already seen was enough to make Chrissy lose it, what possibly be worse? Fans are expecting further leaks. According to some, Jim possesses video that connects Chrissy to other guys, which might prove that she has been hiding multiple secrets simultaneously. If true, it would be the final straw for her reputation, giving her the idea that she has insiders. Chrissy has been preparing lies while claiming to be a victim, but the twist is that she isn't lying about the video she is carrying, claiming it's explosive enough to destroy Jim's reputation and career. Prominent figures who were not involved in the dispute. She hasn't released it yet since once it's out, it can't be taken back. The hip-hop community is now waiting to see if Jim will Chrissy shoot her own secret video, or will Cameron, one of their enemies, release another devastating leak? Why would Remy or someone else take over the narrative and expose something even more shocking? Because as ridiculous as it sounds, every small leak feels like a ticking time bomb in this fight between Jim and Chrissy. And the worst part is that no one can predict which one will go off first. The internet thought the storm had passed, but a few hours later, Jim's arrogant expression went viral, turning an already tumultuous narrative into a full-fledged cultural earthquake. Suddenly, a fresh video, this time not from Jim, surfaced, and Chrissy's breakdown turned into a meme. A brief but deadly video showed Jim pacing in a dark hotel room while holding his phone to fans. The information provided by an undisclosed source was enough to break the foundation of this complex love triangle, and it wasn't from Chrissy. Increased the volume and said that despite his voice being muffled, they heard him say, "If she ever plays me, I'll burn it all down again." Cam, Chrissy, and everyone else went crazy on the internet. The narrative suddenly shifted, with Jim not just exposing but also threatening. Was this a man desperately protecting himself, or was there a plot underway? Retribution on a never-before-seen scale. The biggest blow, though, came right after the leaker published another clip, a wedding rehearsal video that supporters believe Chrissy never intended for the public to see. but it shows her smiling, laughing, and holding hands. Not with Cameron. Jim, but with a totally different man. His face was unclear, his voice low, but there was no doubting the intimacy. And within minutes, Twitter was flooded with theories about this enigmatic man. Did Chrissy have a full-fledged second life that no one knew about, or was this the real mystery Jim mentioned? TikTok investigators slowed down the video frame by frame as the betrayal story spun out of control, trying to identify the man's tattoos, which some said were normal. Fans were harsh, suggesting it resembled a past romantic partner of Chrissy's. This trended for 48 hours straight with hashtags like #Jim and Chrissy Double Life. That footage was captured, manipulated, and used against me. Jim doesn't know the truth. Y'all don't know the truth, she added, her voice shaking as she retaliated. Humiliated but enraged. I'm not injured, but let me clarify. Those remarks instantly became a rallying cry that her supporters spread across history, turning her into a victim-fighter hybrid. Jim wasn't done either, as barely he shared another breadcrumb on Instagram with the mysterious title, "Y'all Only," seen part in a single ring emoji, when everyone thought the wedding rehearsal leak was the next, beginning with his admission that he possessed additional wedding footage. Fans shouted, "Is this proof that Chrissy was secretly planning to marry someone else?" Even mainstream media began covering the scandal, calling it the year's messiest hip-hop dispute since the rumors began. We're so furious that bloggers refused to post the practice tape, but it was too late. And there are rumors that Chrissy's crew was working feverishly behind the scenes, begging networks and threatening legal action. Never forgets. Memes showing Chrissy shaking hands with the unnamed man were widely shared by followers, and Dot's Instagram was overflowing with pictures of betrayal and crying emoticons as Jim's fans. "We now understand why she passed out," he said, mocking her fall backstage. Do you guys think Jim is innocent? Chrissy lost it on her next live as the tension mounted. As